Glad to have you join us this hour on Core TV News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. President Goodluck Jonathan has received the report of the forensic audit of the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission (NNPC) from representatives of PricewaterhouseCoopers. The audit was ordered in the aftermath of claims by the then Central Bank Governor Lamido Sanusi that $20 billion was missing from the nation's coffers. The report was submitted by the country's senior partner of the audit firm, Akoya, at a brief ceremony witnessed by the Auditor General of the Federation.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. My name again is Akoya, the country's senior partner of PricewaterhouseCoopers in Nigeria. It's a privilege for us to have conducted this exercise on behalf of government, and I hope you will find it useful, as I said, in undertaking the continuous reform to the petroleum industry. Thank you very
much. Thank you, the Auditor General of the Federation. Thank you. There's been so much of controversies over this NNPC and leakages or no leakages. The National Assembly have looked into it. I remember the Senate has also looked into it. They also used professionals to look into it. And whatever we get the reports, what appears in the papers from calculations is very high. Figures that I can't even imagine that the country would earn that kind of money. It's been branded on the newspapers. So I'm quite pleased that you've taken a forensic audit of this. It's voluminous, and I will give it to the professional because that's how the government works. There are statutory, people that have the statutory responsibilities to handle such assignments, and who is the Editor General of the Federation. So you will look, the General will look at it, and at least within the week, let us get the key highlights, because the media will want to know the key findings, vis-a-vis the Senate findings, and the figures being branded in the newspaper, because Nigerians must be interested. You mentioned the issue of the reform in the sector. Everybody knows that the sector needs to be reformed, and I believe that by the time we go through the petroleum industry bill and make it into a law, most of these lapses will be correct. Thank you. Thank you. General, thank you. Okay.
A car bomb went off near the venue of President Goodluck Jonathan's campaign rally in Gombe State. Eyewitnesses say the explosion occurred a few minutes after the rally was addressed by the president. Nigerian government officials have now confirmed the blast, but say it's too early to know the casualty figure.
We got confirmation that there was actually a blast at the Waterboard Junction in Gombe town. The incident took place soon after the president and his entourage had left the stadium in Gombe. Casualty figures are still being ascertained. It just happened. What do you do? Who is standing there to count the number of people affected? So in another, this is an incident that just happened. Another 30 minutes, 1 hour, like those ones, you will get. We have always given you figures here. But these that involve a large number of persons and is a combat in combat, I will not be in a hurry to mislead the press.
Meanwhile, Nigerian authorities say troops have retaken 5 towns earlier captured by Boko Haram in Borno State and at least 10 others in Adamawa State. This, they say, is in the aftermath of a failed attempt by the insurgents to take over Maiduguri. Coordinator of the National Information Center, Michael Mary, said at a news conference in Abuja that the second attack on the city was from various fronts. He also confirmed that a number of high-caliber weapons were recovered from the insurgents.
These attacks, which were simultaneously launched by the insurgents, were ultimately aimed at overrunning the strategic town of Maiduguri. They were effectively resisted by our gallant troops, assisted by local volunteers. This brave action, in addition to the recovery of 3 armored personnel carriers and 17 pickup trucks, also resulted in heavy casualties on the side of the insurgents, the total figure of which is yet to be ascertained, as well as the recapture of the towns of Mafa, Gamborungala, Malamfatori, Abadam, and Marche, while troops are advancing to retake other affected areas at the moment. The situation in Adamawa shows that Hong, Mubi North, Mubi South, Maiha, Michika, Shua, Wuro Gambi, Gombe, Vintim, Uba, Baza, and other areas have been liberated from Boko Haram control, while Madagali, Gulak, Wagamildo, Shelni, Vapra, Sabongari, and Gubla are still under Boko Haram presence.
Barely 48 hours after the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSN, declared the suspension of the 8-month-old strike in Rivers State, unknown persons have bombed 3 separate high courts in Dagama, Isiokpo, and Port Harcourt areas of the state. The incidents were coordinated and happened almost simultaneously in the wee hours of Monday, just as the State Police Command confirmed that minimal damages were recorded and no life was lost. It was also gathered that one of the courts in Dagama was completely razed by unidentified arsonists, with many documents burnt beyond recognition. 2 courts in the state were attacked before the judiciary workers embarked on strike on June 10, 2014. President Goodluck Jonathan has condoled with the people of Lagos on the death of Chief Molade Akoya Thomas, whom he described as one of Nigeria's leading entrepreneurs. The president said in a condolence message that he shares in the pain and sorrow as they mourn the man who was popularly known as the Ashoju Oba of Lagos. He, however, wants members of the Akoya Thomas family to be comforted by the knowledge that he lived a worthy and fulfilled life and left a legacy of great entrepreneurial achievements. President Jonathan believes Chief Akoya Thomas will also be long remembered and honored as a very generous philanthropist and sports enthusiast who established the popular Ashoju Oba table tennis championships. The federal government has now confirmed that bird flu is in 16 states. Supervising Minister of Health, Dr. Kaliru Al-Hassan, disclosed this at a press briefing held in Abuja. He added that health officials have been sent to affected states to examine people who may have been exposed to affected farms and livestock markets.
It is across the 16 states of the Federation. So this is what we have said, and already since then, the response plan has been activated. This is mostly agricultural issue, right, that affects mostly poultry. Of course, there's always human near the poultry. And we have taken samples from all these areas where we have outbreak, and not a single case of human being has been found. So we continue to sensitize. As we said, part of the plan is to reactivate the various components we used to have, the human component, the agri component, and information, so that they come back to where they were.
Meanwhile, health workers have called off the long-drawn strike and now returned to work. This was after a meeting with Health Minister Kaliru Al-Hassan in Abuja. The leadership of the Joint Health Sector Union also denied claims that members of the union physically attacked medical doctors attending to patients in public hospitals.
Action has been suspended, and therefore our members are expected to resume work tomorrow. Because as you can see, already it's 3 p.m. today. So it's not possible for them to go back to work precisely today. Secondly, the issue you mentioned, you didn't also mention the second leg. Joint Health Sector Union also addressed a press conference to put the issues you mentioned in the city into context. I think that press statement, the text is very clear. Certainly we don't condone illegality, and we also made our investigation. No tear gas was used. We were also told that people were forced to come to work, and therefore they resisted that. That was what happened, and therefore we stand by that. A worker has a right under our labor laws to withdraw his services. That's the difference between a slave and a worker. A slave cannot do that. So that's why we have the labor laws and you have unions. The right of a worker to withdraw his services is a right that cannot be taken away from him.
Take a break now, and I'll be back with other stars. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical, women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.
Welcome back. You can also get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Core TV News. And our Twitter handle is at Core TV News NG. We're also streaming live on YouTube at youtube.com/Core TV, Live Space and News. The presidential flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, has promised to put the nation's economy back on track if elected during the February 14 poll. Buhari stated this at an interactive session with members of the organized private sectors. Abiola Oluwole was at the State House Marina venue of the meeting, and his report is presented from our studios.
The essence of the meeting, according to presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, is to give an insight into the manifestos of the party to the members of the operators of the private sectors. Speaking on the plans to revitalize the Nigerian economy if elected, Buhari says tackling insecurity, corruption, and ensuring stable power supply will be the first on his agenda during his administration.
Our studies show that we will require no less than 200,000 trained personnel to support the initiative to provide power and light of Nigeria. Apart from the inherent direct employment that this will give, the reduction in cost production, the saving from self-generation by Nigerians who currently spend a lot of their income on purchase of diesel and petrol to generate their own electricity to reduce the burden on their disposable income.
Buhari would decry the inability of Nigeria to have a functioning refinery, called on the federal government to publish the forensic report on the missing $20 billion. He says such funds, if available, will have been used to assist in building needed infrastructure for the country.
$20 billion at 210 naira to the dollar is equal to 4.2 trillion, nearly a year's federal budget. It is true that this sum cannot be accounted for. This is grotesque form of corruption.
For his stake, Governor Fashola says voting out the opposition party remains the only way of changing the future of the country to make it a better one.
The transformation that has been put forth has headed south, not north. The Naira has weakened, interest rates have skyrocketed, and it is for us to choose whether we want 4 more years of that.
As political gladiators continue to seek the support of the electorates ahead the February polls, all what Nigerians are waiting for is a violent, free and fair elections.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has now described the decision by All Progressives Congress to back out of live television debate as a contemptuous act. It noted that it was a despicable decision and called on Nigerians to respond by rejecting APC and its presidential candidate, Muhammadu Buhari. The party's presidential campaign organization said in a statement by its spokesman, Femi Fani-Kayode, that it shows that General Buhari is incapable of engaging in rigorous live television debates on the issues of governance. PDP argued that the opposition party pulled out of the debate organized by the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria and Channels Television because it was out to shield Buhari from public scrutiny. Former head of state Abdulsalam Abubakar has cautioned against threat of war emanating from some quarters, even as political supporters now saying that there will be violence if their candidates fail to win the presidential election in the country. This warning is coming against the background of recent threats issued by some ex-Niger Delta militants as well as inciting statements from members of the political class. Abubakar gave the warning in Abuja after a closed-door meeting with members of the National Peace Committee and some head of security agencies on averting electoral violence in the country. The former head of state, who was also the chairman of the committee, revealed that the group would soon be meeting key political leaders on the issue. The Lagos PDP campaign train has moved to Lagos Island in preparation for the February 28th gubernatorial election. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was at the small campus square in Lagos, venue of the campaign.
Despite the scorching sun, the people of Lagos Island trooped out to welcome the Lagos PDP governorship candidate, Jimmy Agbaje. Former Minister for State Defense, Musiliu Obanikoro, says Jimmy Agbaje is the right choice for a greater Lagos.
You can only rely on someone you trust. We have given them an opportunity for 16 years to serve us. They have failed us.
Lagos PDP leader Bode George berets the present administration, saying it is inhuman and unfair to the people of Lagos State.
The most important thing is the human being. The only thing that is missing in our government in Lagos is that they are inhuman. How can you have a man who came in Bole Kaja with rubber slippers because of the love, because of the accommodating nature of Lagosians? We accepted everybody. What had he done when our Baba trusted him? He has appropriated all the assets of Lagos State. What will, for me now, what else am I looking for? But as long as I breathe, we will make sure that all the assets of this government in Lagos will be returned to the people. Yes, sir. The people. Yes, sir. To the people. Will be returned to the people.
Jimmy Agbaje, the Lagos PDP governorship candidate, assures the people of gaining all what they have lost to the present administration if he is voted for at the polls.
When appointments are to be made, when you are talking about market women leader, there's a deliberate attempt to make sure that our markets are run and governed by people who do not know where Lagos is coming from. When you look at our Lagos, all the assets of Lagos are being taken over in the name of public enterprise and given to private pockets. You know, I have no fear. As far as those assets are concerned, I have no fear that we will take them back.
The Lagos PDP urged the people to vote for Jimmy Agbaje as he is the only person that can liberate Lagosians. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, Core TV News, Lagos.
With the general elections gradually drawing near and the various parties continuing with their campaigns, a former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, says the People's Democratic Party's governorship candidate, Jimmy Agbaje, is not competent to be governor of the state. Tinubu, who's also the national leader of the APC, says the All Progressives Akoya is the right man for the job. He made this known at the party's mega rally in Ojo. Kazim Kasala's report is presented from our studios.
It's less than 2 weeks to the long-awaited February 14 presidential elections, and many Nigerians are itching to exercise their franchise. But not.
With the music of Fuji King Wasiwa the Marshal welcoming him, national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, thanked the people of Ojo for their support over the years, disclosing that it is the support from the people that he has not taken for granted by being in Lagos when other leaders are in Yola for the party's presidential campaign. On the governorship election in Lagos, Tinubu says the candidate of the PDP, Jimmy is not competent for the job, having worked at close quarters with all the dramatis personae. He says that was why Fashola was chosen ahead of him in 2007. He added that anyone who cannot grow the business beyond a shop is not fit to be governor of Lagos.
He wanted to be governor. He opposed and ran with Tunde Fashola. When we defeated him in primary, we said, you need training. We can train you in Senate, or we train you as a deputy governor. But you are not in the adequate yet, demonstrate intellectual curiosity and capacity to do the job.
For his part, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola says the forthcoming general elections is a vote between continuing with prosperity in Lagos and changing the misery at the federal level, urging people to vote for prosperity.
The issue here is not about religion. It is not about ethnic group. It is not about the language you speak. It is about prosperity and poverty. Poverty has no religion. It affects both faiths. Bad rules do not discriminate against faith. When there is poverty and illness, it does not discriminate against any religion. The work of government is to reduce poverty and promote prosperity. For 16 years, at the federal government level, has PDP done that?
Lagos APC governorship candidate Akiwumi Ambode says he will continue with the process of opening up the Badagry division that has been started by Tinubu and Fashola.
They've been asking, they say, who's the APC candidate? Because you see, that's their challenge. This is a game of tradition of excellence. All the people that support us are the people that have always loved Lagos and do their best for Lagos. That's why we are proud of all our leaders. That's why we are proud of all our governors. They stand by excellence. They are not proud to show their own president or to show any PDP candidate that has done very well. But I'm very proud of my leaders because they've done excellently well. And I want to continue in that tradition of excellence of which Lagos is known for. What I assure you, and I promise you, we will keep Lagos working.
But while retailers took advantage of the massive crowd to make brisk business and people gathered continue to listen and revel in the messages, this happened.
To the podium.
Many people took to their heels, but order was immediately restored and the campaign continued without further incident.
And that wraps up this hour on Cool TV News. I'm Nifemi Oguntoye. Join us again at the top of the hour for more updates.